Yo, what is up, guys, and welcome back to Tryhard Nation. As always, I'm your host, the omegatryhard, and today we are doing our obligatory start of our end of year tier list. So let's just go ahead and roll that intro. So, as I'm sure you guys have seen, everybody seems to be doing their end of year tier lists. Best champions to awaken tier list, best champions of each class tier list, the best champions, best champions, best champions, best champions tier list. Everybody's doing it, so I figured I would jump on the bandwagon because I want to be a YouTuber, right? So monkey see, monkey do. Um, so this is going to be my tier list. It's going to be the S tier because they're stupidly good. A tier is going to be pretty amazing. B is basically average. C could be worse, and D is just damn it, kabam. Um, most classes I'm gonna try not to put anything in the damn it kabam because this is basically the like unplayable tier. But yeah, anyways, basic disclaimer at the beginning of any tier list: everything here is subjective. If your favorite champion is in the C tier, in the D tier, you can flame me if you want, but I don't care. It's subjective. This is my list. If you guys disagree with me, go ahead and let me know in the comments. Have civil conversations, whatever. Um, Maybe you guys have videos that you guys make and can show me something that I'm missing with specific characters. Anything like that, just go ahead and let me know. But this is going to be my tier list, so love it or hate it. Let's get it started. We're going to be starting with the Cosmic class, and we are going to start off with Cull Obsidian. So Cull Obsidian, I think he's pretty average. He's not a bad character. He has pretty high damage. He looks really cool. He's has pretty cool animations because he's really bulky, really big, and his attacks feel very powerful. But they're not really. Um, you can get them pretty powerful if you like ramp him up, but he has a really annoying ramp up in my opinion. I don't like parry heavy characters, so that's always going to be a disadvantage for me. But finishing off his missions or whatever, as well as getting the parry heavies to stack armor breaks and then getting up the route, it's just a lot of work for okay-ish damage unless you're super ramped, and then it's really good, but it's a really short period. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. He's just very middle of the road to me. Next is Null. So Null is an interesting choice because I haven't seen too much of him. I haven't really played with him, but I've heard some really, really good things. Everybody that has played him seems to really like him. Uh, Basically saying that the next featured crystal, the 6-star featured crystal that is, the big two hits are going to be him and Kitty Pryde. So I don't really know what to expect. I'm kind of just going to trust the community and put him at the amazing tier. He looks really cool. His animations are super cool. His lore, all of that kind of stuff is super cool. So I feel comfortable doing that. Tyrax, I'm going to put him at basically average, but I'm going to put him above Cull Obsidian. So the way that this is going to work, from top to bottom, it goes better to worse, and then from left to right, it goes better to worse. So in this tier, this would be like the first of the B tier, this would be second, etc., etc. So that's how you read it. I'd put him above Cull Obsidian. He has pretty decent damage now after the his rework where they tweak some of his values. Um, he feels a lot better to play. He's a monster on defense. He has some pretty decent synergies, I think. Um, yeah, I feel comfortable putting him at a B. If you pull him as one of your first 5 stars or something like that, or 6 stars, you can do a lot of work with him. And when you're done using him, you could just always throw him on your defense and still get use out of him. Really good character. Gru. Damn it, Kabam. Such a cool character, and he's actual dog shit. His stacks don't last long enough. They're not guaranteed. It's only when you take damage. So to be able to ramp up, you have to get hit. It's really dumb. I hate him. I hate his kit. They need to rework him. I don't know why they haven't yet, but yeah. Sorry, group. Sucks to suck, bro. Medusa, easy A tier. Medusa is really fun, really easy to play, and one of the most effective characters in the game, especially against robots. And I think for robots, there's like 15 to 20 or something like that in the game. Not 100% sure about that. That could be overshooting, but that's a pretty decent portion of the roster that she can just completely shut down, minus Dragon Man. Yeah, good synergies, decent prestige, good on defense, good on offense. Um, why wouldn't you put her A tier? Hella, Hella. She could be A tier. She could be C tier. She could be B tier. We don't really know. I'm going to put her at the leader of the pack of the B tier for right now. With synergies, and if you understand how to play her, she's probably pretty solid A tier. But because she does need a little bit of support, and because she is a higher skill cap champion, meaning she's a bit harder to play, I always rate characters that are harder to play a little bit lower, because I don't want a newcomer to see this list and think, oh, Nulla's up here at the A tier and I just pulled him. I gotta rank him. He's gotta be good, right? He might be good, he might be insane, but if he's hard to use, I don't want to give that false impression. So if you're somebody who isn't as experienced in the game, she probably falls to a C tier. So that's why I'm going to leave her at the B tier, because in good hands she's an A, in bad hands she's a C tier, but on average she's going to be average. So I'll leave her there. Superior Iron Man, or yeah, Superior Iron Man, I think I'm going to put at C. While his damage is pretty lackluster, he doesn't really have any synergies or anything like that. His damage isn't the absolute worst. It's not great, but it's not the absolute worst. And his regen is very potent. So he does have some uses that way in just general questing and stuff like that. So he could be worse, but he could also definitely be a lot better. Cersei. Cersei is a character that I personally really like. I like the way that she plays. I like that her abilities are dual, or her special attacks have dual abilities, meaning depending on if you're close to them or far to them, it has different effects, so you could change her play style. She is also has some safety, like safeguards in her kit, where she gains glancing and can mitigate damage and gain regenerations and stuff like that. So she seems really safe. I've seen a lot of people kind of bash her just because her utility isn't 100% there, because she gains like pseudo immunities based on her glancing charges or whatever her specific charges are called. I can't remember what they are. So a lot of people bash her for that. I personally like her, and I think if she's somebody that you pull, you can do a lot of damage in the game, or a lot of content in the game with her. So I'm gonna leave her at an A tier for now. We'll see how crowded the A tier gets. I might move her to the bottom of the B tier, but we'll see. For right now, I like where she's at. Thanos. Damn it, Kamam. He's such a cool character. He's a trophy champion. He has everything going for him except for his abilities. He's actually trash, good for basically nothing, not even synergies. How? Why would you do that? Angela, she is stupidly good. Stupidly good. I really like her. Her duped ability, or yeah, her duped ability, I think past level Sig 160 or something like that, makes her basically immune to, actually I think it does make her immune to debuffs after 3 buffs that she has. And just by playing her naturally, you basically should always have 3 up. So insane utility right there. Anything that's not a passive debuff that does damage, at least, so damaging debuffs, she's insane for. I love her. She's really easy to use. Um, Good synergies, really safe, really good for offense, high damage, all that kind of stuff. I really like her, so I'm putting her stupidly good tier. Carnage, pretty average. He's really fun to play, but he doesn't have that many uses in the contest. He has a lot of bleed damage. If you can't bleed, he still has armor breaks, but the armor break isn't very potent, and I don't think it stacks. Um, so he's just average. He's not good. He's not bad. Nova, I'm probably gonna put in the same spot. I think a lot of people are gonna say that he could be worse or in the C tier, maybe even D tier. But again, I think he's fun to play. He's not the absolute worst. He has some. He's more of a defensive character. I don't think defensive characters are shit. I think there's a place for defensive characters. I think there's a place for synergy characters, a place for burst characters, all that kind of stuff. So just because he's defensive and his damage isn't at the top of the class, I'm not gonna fault him for that. It's still fairly decent. He's has some cool things in his kit with generating armor breaks and furies, goes unblockable, energized, stuff like that. Again, fun to play, cool animations, have a soft spot because he's Nova, so he's going basically average. Airwalker is um I'm gonna say could it be worse? My gut tells me damn it Kabam because he's a Herald of Galactus, so he should be really good. His animations really cool. The theory behind the way his abilities work really cool, but the way that those abilities actually play out is really lackluster, really uninteresting, and really just anti-fun. I don't like the way he plays, but I do think if you have the patience to sit through his super bad ramp up, he might be able to do some things early on in the game. He might be good for defense. I don't know. I just feel bad putting him in the damn Kabam. But yeah, Kamala Khan. A long time ago, she would have been in the damn Kabam. Everybody would have said that she's dog shit. But because of Suida, I think we all understand that she has a lot going for her. She has decent damage, decent synergies. Her nullify ability is super unique in the cosmic class. Not many cosmic characters can do that, if any. I'm actually not 100% sure if any can straight up nullify debuffs, unless you count CGR's Fate Seal, or actually, and the Venoms. So never mind, ignore me. But not completely ass. She's pretty average, I think, but in the right hands, as Suida has showed the world, she's pretty good. And if she can do the upper level content, she has to at least be average. CGR. Oh man. Where do you go? So CGR I think has a lot going for him. So I'm probably going to put him in the stupidly good tier. Maybe even above Angela. But I personally don't really enjoy him. Maybe it's because I play with suicides. I don't really know, but it seems having to not dex, to me it just seems really boring, like a really weird playstyle, especially end game where there's a bunch of unstoppable stuff or like really bad chip damage and just I don't know. I don't personally like playing him, but he has a lot going for him. High prestige, insane damage, access to buffs. He has vigilance, so he can get around miss. Um, yeah, insane character. Just because I don't personally enjoy him that much, I can't knock him for that. Next, Vision Arcus. I'm gonna put him A tier. Everybody sleeps on him. I really like him. I think he has a lot going for him. He has high resistance to power burn, power drain, and power lock. He has the tenacity every like 20 seconds or whatever. He has easy access to power gains, which is useful in a lot of different areas of the game. He has quick access to armor break and cold snap. He has armor shatter. His level 3 amplifies his damage a lot as well. He just has a lot going for him. He's just one of those characters that, in my opinion, is a jack of all trades, master of none. So everybody just writes him off because everybody in this game only really cares about super high damage and stuff like that. I think he's really, really good though. I'm even going to put him above Cersei. Proxima, I'll put at the. I'll put her in A tier. Yeah, I'll put her in A tier. She's really good. We'll see. We'll see where she ends up. We'll see where she ends up. Right now, I think I'm going to put her at the top of the B tier. Her damage is insane once you complete her missions and get those prowess effects. My one issue with her is that the missions aren't permanent, so they're not persistent charges. You have to do it every single match, and it makes it really annoying, especially depending on the node. The parry one can be very hard to handle on very specific nodes, like unblockable and stuff like that. It makes it just a bottleneck for her damage, but she does have a lot of cool things going for her, like being able to parry projectiles, good synergies, all that kind of stuff. So top of B tier, maybe A tier. Phoenix, as much as I love her, I'm gonna say she's C tier. Could be worse, but also could be a lot better. Her furies just aren't very potent. Her incinerates are basically non-existent. Her damage, even with 11 furies and the level 3 and stuff like that, it's just not good, or it's not great. Her signature ability regen is insane though. That's the one thing that I really, really love her and might be able to push her into the B tier, but as of right now, I'm gonna put her at the top of the C tier, because her regen, if you have like 5 or 6 Phoenix Force charges, I think you can regen like 80 or 90%. I used to use her a lot in Alliance Quest way back in the day when I was using 4 stars, and she was a lifesaver. She was such a safe champion, knowing that every fight in a quest I had that chance to basically completely refill my health. It was actually nuts. Um, I'm gonna put Nihilus in the basically average tier, maybe about midway. A lot of people see him as just a defensive character. Again, defensive equals bad to people. He's still a pretty good character. He has good immunities. He has access to unstoppable, which is pretty useful. Access to armor breaks, which is pretty useful. He has pretty decent damage if you can get those furies stacked up and the armor breaks stacked up. Good synergies, really good character, really fun character. Um, just average. Could be better, could be worse. Icarus. I haven't tested him enough, but same thing with Cersei. I think just not enough people have gotten their hands on him to be able to rank him and stuff like that. But to me, he seems like he'd be really good on paper, but I haven't really been able to play with him that much. I only played with him as a 3 star, and I really loved his animations. He was a lot of fun to play. I liked his rotations. I liked his animations. I liked his play style. Just a really fun character, decent amount of utility. But because I haven't really played him much, I'm gonna put him at the top of the B tier. I'm actually gonna put Cersei at the top of the B tier too. Next, Black Bolt, basically same thing. High damage, just nothing special. Captain Marvel movie, definitely S tier. I'd probably put her. Yeah, I'd put her behind CGI. A lot of people sleep on her. I'm not sure why. They say that she's overrated, that she needs a Nick Fury, that she's not good on her own, blah, 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 blah. She was one of my first rank 3 Cosmic Champion. I used, I think it was a class gem on her. I'm not 100% sure. To awaken her, took her to 660, and I used to use her all the time, but because of Hercules and a couple other characters, I don't use her that much. But her indestructible allows her to do so much in this game, especially when you couple that with the stun from her level 2 and her insane amounts of damage. She can, in those like 8 seconds that she's indestructible, just destroy fights. It's actually insane what she can do. I don't understand how everybody sleeps on her so much, but she's insane. Speaking of insane, we're going to put Corvus. Corvus Glaive. Stupidly good. Stupidly good. The king of AQ. Can't kill him when he's duped with the glaive charges. Guaranteed crits. Super high damage. Good utility with his missions and synergies. Just super good champion. I don't really need to say much about him. Especially if you're a suicide user, he probably goes in some tier above S. He's just actually insane. Captain Marvel, was not supposed to move that. Let's go ahead and move that there. Lock that bad boy right there. And next we have Miss Marvel, sorry. Damn it, Kabam. She basically does nothing. Miss Marvel also, or Captain Marvel also basically does nothing. Super cool characters, OG characters, deserve the reworks, but as of right now, just not it. Just not it. Champion, I'm probably going to say could be worse, could be better, but he could easily be the Damn It Kabam. I haven't played with him enough. I don't even use him in Arena. He's so boring to me, I just don't even use him. Yeah, I don't know what to say to him. King Groot, insane. Immune to, just straight up immune to power drain, power lock effects, power burn effects. Insane damage now after his rework with the Malice. His Furies and his armor breaks way easier to stack, and just his damage gets insane after a minute or two in the fight. His poisons are really potent now. Best regen in the game. I don't understand how they allowed it to be a thing, but I'm not complaining. Good synergies, cool animations, great character, great character, and he does not need the dupe. He does not. The only thing that it adds is a little bit of poison damage and an insane regen. But all his utility, all his damage, all of that is still there without the dupe. Everybody says he needs the dupe. You guys are all full of shit. King Groot is awesome. Next, Venom. Damn, this is starting to get crowded. I'm gonna move Angela down as much as I love her. Venom, I'm gonna put him in the stupidly good tier. He's really easy to use. He has quick access to a bunch of buffs. He has True Strike and stuff like that after 18%, I believe. So couple that with your Assassin Mastery, and he's the king of closing fights. But the real reason that he's an S tier is because he just covers so many of the variants. If you pull him as a 5 or 6 star, you basically have an MVP for I think like 4 or 5 of the 8 variants. It's actually insane how much how much ground he covers. His damage is really high, and yeah, one of the few cosmic characters that can nullify as well. Super good character. Venom Pool, I'm actually gonna put you there. And I'm actually going to put you... Venom Pool, he's okay. He's a fun character. He can do a lot of damage. He can do a lot of different things, but to me, I don't really like his play style. A lot of people still find him fun, and even when I play him, he's still fairly fun, but I don't know, he just doesn't click with me. I don't know if maybe I haven't given him enough chances to shine or something like that. I don't enjoy using him, which is weird, but yeah. Venom the Duck, kind of the same thing. His ramp up is pretty boring, pretty annoying to do in fights, but once he is ramped, his damage is pretty insane. His utility is pretty insane because he can get a stack buffs, regens, power gain, all very effective things to do. It's just, I'm actually gonna put him at the top of the beat. His ramp is just, it's so slow and so tedious and so annoying. I can't. Oh, sorry about that. Jesus, it's only 1 a.m. Why am I yawning already? And the king, King Herc himself, the best cosmic champion in the game. Top 3 or 5 champions in the game. I really have to think about that. Not 100% sure, but gonna be my first rank 4 character. Hercules, the man himself. He is actually insane. His signature ability is not needed, but adds so much to the character. He goes immortal, so you can't kill him. While he's immortal, he gains increased power, combat power rate, as you're hitting them with your feats of strength active. He goes unblockable. He can stack fury and not fury, cruelty and precision buffs with his level 1 and level 2. He's just insane. His damage is nuts. I don't know how they made him and didn't think that he would be as busted as he is, but he's so much fun, so strong, easily without question the best cosmic champion in the game. There's no competition. And going from that to OG Thor feels bad. He's just average. Not good, not bad, just average. Heimdall, basically same thing. He's really good for synergy, so maybe I'll bump him up there just for synergy purposes, but on his own, his biggest strength, I believe, is his quick access to furies and other buffs, as well as being able to make them permanent. So if you need somebody to counter things like Havoc, where you need the armor up. Jesus Christ, sorry about that. Twice in like what, 2 minutes? Oh my god, this is a 30-minute video. Jesus. Okay, next ones are going to be way shorter. I gotta speed this up. He's okay. Next is Human Spidey. Average. He's basically just used for damage. Gamora. Average. Let's put her about there. Basically just high damage. Doesn't do anything special. Her rework was basically non-existent. Just average. Drax could be better, but could be worse. I'll put him maybe like right there. Yeah, not much to say about him. Hype, I'm gonna put him. I think I'm gonna put him there. I think this is where I feel. I personally hate Hyperion. I don't like him at all. I think he's a boring champion. I think he's highly overrated, but everybody loves him, and he does do some things well. I can't really argue about that. His quick access to power gains makes him super strong. Doesn't need synergies, doesn't need dupe or high sig, anything like that. He's just really good out of the box. High damage, but very RNG dependent. Yeah, don't have much to say, so I'll just leave him there. Silver Surfer, I will put him pretty average. I'll bump him up to maybe right there, just because of his prestige, highest prestige in the game as a 6-star, I believe. So at the very least, he's going to be sought after for that reason, and if you pull him, you should probably be happy. What's this? Red Goblin, I'll put him here. He's pretty good. He has some cool utility, some cool abilities. He just has a very unique, very specific playstyle depending on what you need. So if he was easier to access and easier to do the things that he does, I think he'd probably be rated a lot higher. But because it's so much effort and requires a bit of a skill cap, I'm going to leave him there. Super Scroll. Oh man, I really don't want to put him in the Damage Kabam because I don't think he's complete trash. You can still use him, it's just he is so much work for such little payoff, and he is such a cool character. He's easily one of the coolest villains in all of Marvel. Yeah, I don't know how they did him so dirty. If they just tweaked a couple things, he would be so good. But in the state that he's in right now, just dog shit. And finally, Odin. Odin, I'm gonna put in the amazing tier. I personally don't like him. I don't know if maybe I'm playing him wrong, but I personally don't like him. I don't think he's all that great. But everybody else seems to really love him that has played him, speak very highly about him, and yeah, so that's where I'm gonna put him. Really good synergies though. He has good synergies with Angela and Hela. Makes them actually insane. Also, I'm gonna move you guys down here. While I think these three, maybe even these four, should be in the stupidly good tier. The stupidly good tier is only going to be reserved for 5 champions per class. So yeah, I think this is where we yeah, I think this is where I land. So give me a second. I'm just gonna save this really quick. And let's download the image. Cool. So here we are. This is the final tier list. If you guys want to know exactly why, watch the previous 30 minutes of this video. But right now I'm going to do something that I thought was hilarious in one of the Pokemon Unite streamer tier list that he does. What he does is to throw off all the people that just skip to the end of the video. He kind of makes it really random, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's just go ahead and put you there. We'll take you guys here. I'm going to put Drax there, you here. You there, you there. Let's move Herc down here. And who should we put up top? Up top, we have to put somebody believable, but not. Let's do that. Alright guys, so this is the final tier list. As you can see, CGR is easily the best cosmic character in the game, following closely behind is Hyperion, Null, Angela, and Proxima. Just insane things that they can do. Easy to play, high damage, high utility. Overall, insane. Hercules, quite frankly, could be better. His unblockable only during the immortality is pretty. For him to be useful, basically, you have to kill him, which is, why would you do that? Gamora's buff was super potent, made her way better. Yeah, basically that's all. Oh, and whatchamacallit, King Gru. Really good, but could use some buffs for his health and regeneration. His damage is also okay, but you know, just wait a couple minutes and I guess it'll come eventually. But that's going to be my tier list. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support, for all of the thumbs up, for all of the thumbs down, for all of the comments, and everything in between. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for all of the support. Happy holidays, and no matter what you guys do in the comments or anything like that, just thank you for all of the support. I love you guys. Be safe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.